Force feedback has been the bane of motion controls since their inception back in the Nintendo Wii days. After all, it's hard to feel like a swordsman when the only thing your virtual blade feels like it's cutting through is the air. In this video, we'll be learning more about this prevalent sensory limitation and trying to evaluate how we can work around it. Hello virtual dreamers, Gregory here. Since the very first instances of motion control gaining wider use, force feedback has been a persistent subject for discussion when it comes to the software and game design of the medium. For those who are uninitiated, force feedback refers to the resistance to motion that physical objects create when we act upon them. It's that feeling you get against your hand when you squeeze a ball, or push something, or even from your own body when you try to move it very quickly. As you can imagine, this is a very important sense for immersion, since it's what makes the world around us feel very tangible. Walls are walls because they put up enough resistance that we don't go through them. Thumbsticks feel great to use versus touchscreen controls because the actual thumbstick offers force feedback to let us know where we are in relation to the center. Without force feedback, we are but ghosts phasing our way through the virtual dimension. At this point in time, most of us only get the slightest hint of haptic sensation from the vibration feedback our controllers give us. While it's not much, it at the very least offers a tiny moment of energy that indicates contact should have happened, even if it doesn't follow through on what should happen from that contact most of the time. We do have people with special rigs that offer some degree of force feedback in limited scenarios. Race wheel and flight stick gamers have been dealing with this since before even motion controls, and VR glove makers are already looking at the problem directly. AR even kind of tries to address this by matching with reality so that the missing sensation is filled in by the real-world objects. We are definitely trying to figure out solutions here, people, though it's very clear that we still have a long way to go before we get something for everyone. Outside of the 1% or so of hardcore enthusiasts and applications, the vibration motor indication really is all we gamers know in regards to the scope of haptics. At best, this is able to let us know when we're making contact, but it won't actually stop our physical motion, which means we're not exactly able to have the dream of clashing swords with other players, since the moment our blades touch, we either go through if we're being accurate, or use artificial locomotion to move our bodies, which isn't exactly what we're looking for immersion. With the 1% of gamer solutions, we've got greater experiences to be had, though they are limited by being a small demographic, and there are of course still plenty of technical limitations as well. The most common ways of creating force feedback in special rigs typically involve the use of interesting mechanical systems like gear arrangements, belt drives, or wire rigs. These can actually provide some pretty amazing results, though even in the 1%, you get what you pay for, and costs for sophistication, quality, and maintenance can add up, so it's unlikely we'll see these kind of solutions trickle down very well for the rest of us. This is also with consideration to the limitation that a lot of these mechanical systems are designed for more limited ranges of inputs, demanding more cost still if you want to increase the number of experiences you have to get force feedback in. Even AR's solution has its own struggles, as matching with reality for haptics, of course, necessitates that reality have the virtual objects at hand for you to get optimal results. There are many cases where we want to use AR to represent things that aren't present, not just to alter what is already there. Unless your AR title can be designed to exclusively work with real-world situations, you're going to run into force feedback woes when the trainer wants to hug their Pokemon or the swordsman tries to swing at a giant alien bug. Add in that force feedback with the solution can do nothing for the body's own inputs and needs to be avoided in order to reduce the risk of people being hurt by those stimuli, and it shows that we've yet to really find a perfect situation in all of this. This is an unfortunate situation to be sure, but as I'm pretty sure most of you in the comments will let us know, it is hardly the end of the world here. We've seen the rise of motion controls, VR, and AR without having any notable improvements in force feedback, so it should be pretty clear here that the benefits of these systems are far outweighing the cons. Force feedback won't take away the fun of swinging at blocks, listening to a great story, or make VR Hatsune Miku look any less amazing. Important though haptic feedback may be, the show will go on without it if it must. For those who can't handle that and want force feedback no matter what, like we said, the options are there, expensive though they may be. While cost does go up as you get more haptic feedback options and greater accuracy, there are those among us for whom price is not an issue and have money burning holes in their wallets. So long as that group exists, There will be companies and engineers ready to take their money to serve their needs. If that means building a whole car for a racing sim, a cockpit for a flight sim, using model swords for roleplay, so be it. Part of living life is learning to make do with what you've got, and I think designers are more than capable of working experiences around our limitations. Just look at what we've done so far. Room scale titles have worked to better adapt to smaller environments to enable more people to play. Some devs are opting to use lightsabers rather than tangible blades to explain the minimal feedback that we get. If your hardware isn't going to let something happen or doesn't make it fun to do, developers of all kind have shown that they will find a way to deliver experiences with what they have that are amazing. Force feedback may be one of the hardest parts of cross-reality to get right at the moment, but we've barely just started to open up the door to the possibilities of the cross-reality mediums, so let's be sure to enjoy the sights and sounds that we have in the moment, and enjoy whatever solutions do come along when they arrive. Thank you very much for watching this video, everyone. Be sure to rate, comment, share, and subscribe to let YouTube algorithm Sama know that you want to come back here for more. Consider joining my Patreon to help support me and my work, or join the Discord server in order to engage with other like-minded individuals in conversation. Till next time, my fellow adventurers and dreamers, this has been Gregory, logging out.